อเชิญผู้เข้าร่วมประกวดหมายเลข10นางสาวจนิสตาเลื่อนผลเจริญชัยจาก International School Bangkok ค่ะ International School Bangkok ค่ะ
GDP doesn't show you everything. Gross domestic product is not an index of success, and we see clearly in this era of globalization and expansion that statement becomes increasingly true. Thailand experienced extremely high economic growth rates of over 7% GDP for many consecutive years in the past, but in 1997, sudden speculative attacks on the Thai baht left the country effectively bankrupt. As the country slowly recovered, flaws in some of the governing policies were spotted, namely the focus on short-term benefits such as GDP and the perception of a wide segregation between economic, social, environmental, and agricultural aspects of the country. It was then realized that a true measurement of a country's success should be through tracking a community's well-being, for example, in terms of poverty, inequality, education, climate action, and harmony, the same elements of the current 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals. After this epiphany, Thailand adopted a new mentality established by the late King Bhumibol Adulyadej as the country's official guiding principle called the Sufficiency Economy Philosophy, or SEP. SEP is a holistic mindset that allows for the implementation of practical, stable solutions to target social and economic issues while still remaining environmentally and culturally sustainable. It has three main values, thus proposing certain questions to those who follow it. The first regards the value of moderation. Do your needs reflect your satisfaction? Are you content in having just enough, not too much or too little? If yes, you proceed to the next question. How can solutions be implemented reasonably if we evaluate the cause and the effect? This directly links to the third value of caution, with how can we be prepared for those effects and possible consequences? The Thai agricultural development is an evident example of this. We can see that there are three main stages of SEP that don't aim to reach the SDGs one by one, but rather holistically. The first stage, exercising the mindset's value of moderation, is self-sufficiency. Agricultural production should be aimed for personal utilization before selling or trading. This can be seen especially in the King's New Theory that splits the land into four sections: 30% water reserve, 30% rice cultivation, 30% fruit and vegetable crop growth, and 10% for accommodation and animal husbandry. This new theory has been quickly accepted nationwide and has the ultimate goal of ending hunger and achieving food security while growing economic sustainability and allowing farmers the freedom to govern themselves. After achieving food security, in the second stage, farmers are then advised to improve their productivity through the spread of local knowledge. The king set up several royal development study centers nationwide as one-stop services offering help and vital knowledge to locals nearby. Research was emphasized over funds to empower the farmers to learn how to find new, sustainable solutions to their own problems without the constant dependency on others. For example, planting species of vetiver grass to prevent soil erosion, or producing organic fertilizers to lower initial investment costs and promote an eco-friendly environment. These methods both increase quality of life and health in the community and take action against climate change. Stage 3 is to pool resources together to create new communities and set up cooperatives to ensure fair trade relationships between private sectors and farmers. This is a win-win because private sectors thus are allowed to work directly with their suppliers through sustainable consumerism and show their responsibility to society, while farmers receive fair prices and market security, reflecting the aims of multiple SDGs. And though not official, there is a final element that comes naturally as a byproduct of the SEP mindset, directly targeting the 17th sustainable goal, strengthening the global partnership of the SDGs. The sufficiency economy philosophy can be learned. It can be introduced to not only big world leaders, but also local communities. It's not a set, structured castle, but rather a solid foundation that can be established anywhere and built upon. By using the same set of values and emphasizing human capital, we ensure that globally no nation falls behind, and we collectively gain aid and knowledge through other people's successes as well as our own. GDP doesn't show you everything, and the SEP is how we get around that. Thank you.
So it is now the question time, so may I ask the first question. As a Thai youth representative, how do you think you can contribute to the strengthening of the SEP partnership between Thailand and other countries?
As a Thai student who has experienced traveling a lot, especially when I was younger, I have a strong understanding of what the views of other cultures are regarding Thailand and also regarding the values that maybe differ between different countries. And I think that aids me in the sense that I can kind of step back from my instinctual bias against maybe what they've said or what they perceive, and I can see from a distance how things can connect and be able to relate the big picture to my situation as well as other people's situation.
And another question from the committee, please.
What is the key message that you're trying to inform us from your speech?
In the speech? I would say that in this speech, I tried to emphasize the holistic mindset and the values of the SEP in the sense that it's not directly targeting one goal or several goals at once. It's very holistic in the sense that you don't do one action for one thing. Often we see that when we try to promote something, it's usually geared to the social aspect or the economic aspect or an environmental aspect. But with SEP, you don't just look at one, you look at everything. And it's a big picture mindset that allows you to see beyond the effects of one group of people. It is very global and universally acknowledged.
ขอบคุณค่ะ